So, here's the second part of the vlog, and I hope you enjoy.
This time we are creating an enemy for the game. I'll explain the steps so far and how it ended up working. It seems that any idea I get, I first make the art. I wanted to create the most basic enemy for my game, so I ended up creating a winged blob. It is still work in progress, but I did manage to do a lot this weekend, since it is 1st of May and we have a bank holiday on Monday. I have modeled these guys before. You can see on the background my Swift UI mobile game draft, that I might finish someday. The video is sped up, so the game actually is not quite that intensive. Anyways, you shoot winged blobs in it. But as said, I try to keep the models poly count quite low, as long as they look okay to me. So far the models have looked quite smooth in game, even though there is polygons showing. I once again went for my quick and dirty UV mapping and texture method. The enemy got quite colorful appearance and ended up looking a bit too cute to be beaten. But it will slap you hard if you do not defend yourself. So don't let appearance fool you. In Blender I did the modeling and UV mapping. Then in Blender's texture paint I just painted the whole thing so it draws the model into the texture image. After that I did some markings, like where the eyes are at, the position of wings and what is the bottom side of the wing and so on. Then actual drawing happens in Procreate. Then back to the Blender we go. I have mixed feelings about animating at this point. I feel that I am not too good at it, but whenever I manage to materialize what I wanted, it feels good. Like for example with this enemy, the animations worked out surprisingly good. I made few stages for the enemy, one where it is idling wrapped in its wings, then ascending and descending animations. I did basic flying loop and attack, and the best animation was a pushback roll, when the enemy takes a hit. I had already decided how I will handle the movement of the enemy in Unity. The enemy will be grounded and moved as a nav mesh agent. So with the animations I lift the enemy off the ground. It will not be flying up in the sky but hovering at a shoulder level. Finally I added eye blinking with shape keys. In Unity I imported the model and split the animations accordingly. Having only 6 animations setting the transitions was fairly simple. I had earlier made tests with Unity's nav mesh so I had some code ready made. The logic of the enemy is following. There is an area which checks if the player is in it. If player is within the area, the update method places the nav mesh waypoint on the player, so the enemy start approaching. If the player is outside the area, the waypoint is returned to the center of the area and so is the enemy. If the enemy is not detecting the player and not moving, the animations go from descending to idle. When the player is detected, it goes from ascending to flying. If player is within attack range, it starts to repeatedly attack with a short cooldown. If the player hits the enemy, it is pushed back and matching animation is played. I have not finalized the death of the enemy. Now it just disappears into thin air. The hit of weapon is registered by a share variable. First of all the enemy checks if the weapon object is within its hitbox and then if the state of the player is attacking. So the enemy won't take damage just by walking to it with a weapon. Also damage taking has a cooldown. So one hit does just one hit. If you find this interesting, please like and subscribe. If you want me to make a tutorial or go more into details on some of the content, just let me know on the comment section. Also any feedback is more than welcome. Thank you for watching and hope you come back for the next video. Have a great rest of the day.